Hello, 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 my people. Welcome to the Red Light Special Live. I'm your girl, Yamina Lejean, aka Madam's Yams. It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. That means it's hump day, and we always have the Red Light Special Live where we talk about, pop culture, what's going on in the news, as well as relationship and sex tips and all them kind of things. You know what I'm saying? But before I get all into it, let me shout out all to my people on Instagram Live. What's up, y'all? And all our people that's tuning in on YouTube and Facebook. I'm going to bring in my co-host, Mr. Ghetto Stiletto himself, Apollo Sadiq.
Hey, what's going on? I'm sitting here. I was racing the clock, bro. I was like, let me see if I can finish rolling this blunt before she put me on.
Why are you racing the clock? I can't stand that. That's that Scorpio.
I made it though. Like, as soon as you said to basically you turn the camera on, the blunt was coming from my mouth. But how y'all doing out there? How everybody doing? This beautiful hump day. It's a hot ass hump day out here. It's hot.
It's hot.
It was hot today.
It was
100 degrees out there where you was at.
Yeah.
It's 100 degrees in the valley.
Yeah, I'll be inside, and then I got my air conditioning on, and then as soon as
I'm glad you got one of them because I don't.
So you just got the fan? Ooh, child.
I know. I mean, it is cooler over here than it is over there, though. So at least I get a breeze. I get a nice breeze that whips through my apartment. Well, sometimes it'll be a hot ass breeze, but it's a breeze.
Well, I know on the East Coast they going into fall, so we still gonna have our sunny days over here as they go to the fall, and it's not as sunny or as hot.
Well, it's it was getting a little chilly too. One moment I was like, "Oh, am I going to have to pull a heater out tonight?"
That is true. I did feel that way. This.
And then we had an earthquake.
Yo, so that earthquake, do you know?
Did you feel that?
I felt it. Like there was 3. One of them I was in the bed.
Wait, there was 3?
Yeah, I felt at least 3 of them. Not on the same day, but like within the same week. Because one of them I was in the bathroom. The other one I was in my bedroom. I felt a little shake. My cat got up and was like, "What the fuck?" And then the other one I was at my homegirl house. And she was getting up and she almost fell. She was like, "What the fuck?" And so
Oh yeah, that was that one that was like shaking. It was shaking bake over here. I was like, because that be because my main thing is I'm always because I'm on the 5th floor.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I always be thinking like, bitch, you need to run. Like that'd be my thing. Like I kind of gauge. I'd be like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we still shaking. I'm gonna give it a little more seconds, and we still be going. And I'll be like, all right, bitch, 3, 2, and then it stops. Because I'll be on my way out the door. I was like, look, bitch, I could dodge a building if the building's tipping over. There's a chance I could run, but not if I'm in it. Like,
not you in it.
Not if I'm in it. I can't run from it if I'm in it.
And I remember back in the day when I was growing up, you have to stand in the doorway, like that's like the strongest part in the house, and so anytime there was
girl, they've debunked that. Girl, they've debunked that because you got to think they're not building things the way they used to, so you could stand in the middle of something if you want to. Girl, the support system is not. It is not the same.
The support system is not the same as far as the houses. Because they building these houses like super quick with thin ass
with super glue at that. Super quick with super glue.
For sure.
Well, my building was built in 1897 or something like that. So she done been through some things. So I am a little bit, and I have them little earthquake things that's in the boards on the floor. That hold the floor together. It helps it, it moves and stuff with the earthquake, so it doesn't just rip apart. And it's brick.
Oh, that's right, the brick. Remember, what's it? The 3 little pigs huffing and puff on the straw and the wood, but not the bricks.
Yeah, So she done been through some quakes, so here and there. So she's definitely sturdier. But all it takes is one brick to get out of place, bitch, and it's a wrap. So I also know that it's like,
And that's a crazy thing being back on the West Coast for me, because like as a kid, I've experienced a sonic boom. I think that's what it was called back in the day. And then in the 90s, there was that huge earthquake in the 90s, and my dad had to get us all out.
Wait, what sonic boom?
That's what they had said it was. It maybe it had been something else, but I just remember one. It was an afternoon. It was like maybe 99, 98, and there was like this big old boom. Like it was just like it was so loud. And
was that the spaceship coming back in to orbit?
I don't know. I don't think it was that, but people were saying sonic boom, but I never researched it anymore after that.
Was it was like boom and then everything went oops like that?
Yeah, like it felt like
it felt like somebody pushed your ass real quick. It was like boop.
It sounded like a big ass balloon popped. You know when the balloon pop, but it's like it's some bass in it, like that big old. It's not even a pop. It's almost like somebody dropped something. Like I don't know, but I just know that people were looking it up, and they were saying, "Oh, it's a sonic boom," or some people were saying spaceship, but I never really like. I was really young, so I didn't even like. We didn't have Google and all that kind of stuff, so I didn't.
Yeah. I mean, it could have been the space because I grew up in Florida, which is Cape Canaveral, Nassau. So I've seen the spaceship come up. Like you definitely catch that bitch when she goes back into orbit. The bitch, it literally shakes your entire house, and you be like, whoosh! Like you'd be like, what the fuck? So that could have been, yeah, and that's like a sonic boom. That could have been it. Or y'all know they say California's sitting on a volcano.
What? California about to have a volcano?
Or sitting on a volcano or something like that.
Yeah, I've heard something like that like years ago, but I don't think I really looked into that.
Well, you got to think, LA right there on Wilshire is the tar pits. Yeah, those are real tar pits. Like them ain't fake. Them is real tar pits.
That is true. That is
and them bitches are still going. And they still going. And they still hot.
It's still hot.
They talked about that, saying that they think one day the pressure that could be what might actually do it. The pressure from all of that, from those tar pits, saying that might like one day explode. They're like it's almost like a ticking time bomb underneath LA.
Oh, that's scary. Because I just know just going up in LA, especially in the 90s, when it was too hot. That means it's gonna be drive-by shootings. We wasn't going to the beach like everybody think in LA. We at the beach. We was not going to the beach. My mom was not taking us to the beach. She was like, "Go drink some water."
That's funny, and all I remember is get your ass outside. You just wasting that sun, bitch, because it's hot. I'm about to die. I'm wasting the sun.
I just saw a video on IG. It was like a storm. This woman was walking her dog. I don't know if you saw it. And these alligators were swimming up to her, and she took her shoe and smacked it. And was just so like nonchalant about it. Is that something to do with the? I don't know if the alligator, but them motherfuckers turned around real quick, and she had a little ass dog.
They was coming to get that dog.
Right. So what is
that bitch was coming? But I mean, there's still animals too. So like you could almost scare a lion away, depending on if it's hungry or not. You know what I'm saying? Like with doing something, because it's like it realized this is the thing. Most animals that's hunting, once they realize you've seen them, if they hunting you, they give up. They be like, "Well, bitch, I don't got the energy to try to chase your ass. Right. I'm gonna go sneak up on another bitch."
That's true.
So you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I mean, you got to think alligators. In Florida, they're somewhat not domesticated to a point as a pet, but it's like pigeons, bitch. Out here, you can almost drive over a pigeon because they don't move. They just they be in the road, they don't fly. They just walk to the side. You be like, what the fuck? I ain't never seen no shit like that. I was like, damn, y'all is bows. Y'all don't even try to fly away. Y'all just scoot over to the side.
The pigeons are a real bad problem in downtown LA. I don't know where they moved all of them, because they used to be really bad. Like downtown to me, we used to be pigeons. That's all I used to think about was pigeons. Not everybody clubbing in downtown LA. and having their fun and all that kind of stuff. But I'm like, whatever, you know. But I want to do some shout outs. We just had the Emmys, and Michaela Cole, she's the first Black woman to win an Emmy for her writing, and I thought that was pretty dope. The first Black woman to win an Emmy for writing in 2021. Really? We way behind Emmys. That long? Did you get to watch? Did you get to watch the Emmys?
I didn't watch it.
Oh, you didn't watch it, but you know who?
You know that should be boring. It's not like it. You know, back in the day when we were younger, the Emmys, it was like going to a Vegas show or some shit. They went the fuck in. Like, you'll get a whole 20-minute performance before the award show even started. Like, they're gonna give you all of that, all the drama, all the whatever. Like back in the day, same thing with the Oscars. The Oscars used to be like that too. Like, they did more. Now it's just like dry. It's like we here, they here. Some of y'all dressed up. Some of y'all gonna win. Some of y'all not. Like, it's boring.
I feel like they just had everything back to back, because we had the Met Gala, the VMAs, the Emmys. They got all these.
There was another award show too. I'm trying to think of what it was. It was like a smaller one, but it was some type of award show. But yeah, they pushing them through. They're like, we need to get these things going.
And I see this all these awards and performances, and there's no mask. I guess this whole mask thing is, they said F the mask, just get vaccines so you don't die. Just get vaccinated.
Well, I think a lot of them had to get COVID tests before. I think which is still, but I think like they all, for the most part, I believe like everybody still had to get a COVID test or something like that.
Right.
So
that's a lot of
they're still trying to, and honestly, what I hear for some of it, in the areas where they know are going to be televised, it's like they don't let them wear masks, but it's like in other areas that's where they're not being seen on camera, it's like they got to put their mask on. Right. That's what I heard at the Met Gala was like that. Like the red carpet and stuff was like no mask, but when you went inside the building and all that stuff, like you had to have your mask on. Yeah, so everybody's doing their own shit.
You definitely have to be vaccinated to go to the Met, because I know Nicki Minaj had posted something about they told her that she had to be vaccinated in order to be,
They said, we just seen you did a music video with no mask. So we ain't gonna let you up in here.
And unfortunately, she caught COVID, and we ain't laughing about her catching COVID, but that is, sad. She got a new baby. Nicki got.
So therefore, the Met Gala was right. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know. And I mean, if anything, if she didn't know then, she would have found out that day if they allowed people to test. You know what I'm saying? But they're like, they don't even want to risk that. Right. They rather just say, hey, you vaccinated, push it through. If not, then push it somewhere else. We can live stream you in, maybe.
Well, I'm interested to see, because there's like so many shows going on right now. And like, there's no shame in the game with all these shows. And it's like, I understand everybody's trying to get their money on, get paid right now, you know what I mean? But it just seems like there's so many shows just popping out of nowhere. Shows, and a whole bunch of people, mass people, all together. But,
everybody's backed up, if you think about it.
True. They trying to take that back.
Everybody's trying to like catch up all at one time. It's like, let's all catch up at one time. Let's all have something. We've been waiting for this and blah, 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 blah. And we broke. So,
and that's the thing with social media. It makes it look like, okay, they're making money, everybody's working again, but we're not thinking about the money that they didn't make in 2020. And so everybody's trying to get that cheddar, all millions of dollars that they lost, thousands of dollars people lost. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'm interested to see what 2022 is going to look like. Like with the
a lot of jail time.
You say that.
All these scammers, and they're catching. Did you see? They've confiscated like 2,000 and something vaccination cards or some shit, fake vaccination cards.
Yeah, I've been hearing that these fake vaccination cards.
Everybody was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna make me a fake vaccination card, bitch. Please, this is people's health. You think they're about to play with that?" They is not about to play with that, bitch. You better off. I feel like you better off pushing it through with a fake ID these days, getting somewhere than a fake vaccination card. Like they're not playing with these people, and they bitch. I forget how much the fine is. I think they're talking about pushing it up to 10,000.
But isn't it like a felon or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
And then you get like a year.
You're duplicating a government document, like, you know what I'm saying? And it's not just a government document, it's a government health document.
Yeah.
That's pretty big. You know what I'm saying? That's not little Cynthia went and got a fake ID and told people she was 18 instead of 17. Like, you know, that's a little different. But yeah, that's government issued. But no, this is about, bitch, you know what I'm saying? Whether you can fly and get in this building and, you know what I'm saying? All this other stuff. No, bitch, they're not playing around with that. These girls thought they were slick. Girl, everybody could Photoshop. Yes. It's very easy. All our phone, everybody's phone. And I'm sure if you Google, you can find a vaccination blueprint card somewhere. And you can probably fill it in and Photoshop what you need, your name, etc., blah, blah, blah. But it might work for, you know, a company or a business. But if you're flying, no. And bitch, don't let you fly and they catch you in the wherever else you flew out of or flew into. You're not going back home.
Yeah, that's scary shit. You gotta really be careful. That's why I'm like, you know, all this stuff with 2021 where everybody's running around want to, you know, do this and do that. That's why I just been keeping it real chill as far as like just keeping my head low and doing what I need to do. Come out, you know, hey, what's up? Go back to my little cave and work. You know what I mean? Because there's so much chaos going on, so much confusion, and you know how you supposed to be sexy and confused? I ain't trying to be sexy and confused. Ain't nobody do that. I don't think so. But you know, I want to get into some serious stuff because there has been all these photos going around about you know, we have Haitians coming into the US and the border patrol. They just been over here seeking asylum, trying to find some peace. They had the earthquake, they got things going on in their country. And you know, they bring in a whole bunch of Afghanistan people over here, you know, but you got people who are obviously trying to leave their country because there's really a problem going on. Not saying there's not problems in Afghanistan, but I'm just saying, like, can we get the same type of treatment? What's up with that? You know what I mean? And
I can tell you definitely with the treatment, for sure. It's because America already had their hands messy in Afghanistan.
You said,
you know, and they bombed them people by accident. That just came out, killed all them people with the drone strike, and their hands was messy. So them pulling their hands out of there, which was already dirty anyway. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of like we kind of in a problem already. Versus with them coming over here, they're just like in their minds, they're looking at it like, well, shit, we ain't got no dealings with them. You know what I'm saying? That's how they looking at it, which is fucked up because situations is very different. But if you can afford to bring that many people in, we know damn well, and we also know that if it was, because I think Cubans or Canadians, they can come here and get asylum with nothing. They can come to the country and, you know what I'm saying, and have no issues or no problems. So that's what it comes down to. What is the issue?
Well, you know, the U.S., you know, like you said, they've had their messy hands in Afghanistan, but they've had some mess hands up in Haiti. I know they have donated money and things like that, but you know, all this stuff with power.
Don't donate it where? Where did it?
Right. I'm not saying that the U.S. they done giving Haiti some money. I'm just saying that they have been involved with Haiti for some time now, and why wouldn't they be able to seek asylum over here if you know, we know they had that earthquake and they got all that other shit going on. But hey, black folks is always getting treated dirty. It doesn't matter where you from, the United States, the Caribbean, from the motherland itself. You know what I mean? For black people who be thinking they better than the other one because they from this culture, that culture, they look at all of us the same. Okay, they don't like us, and this is another example. And just seeing these guys on these horses and they whips. What the hell?
That was a trigger. Ooh, that triggered me. I ain't been triggered in a long time from seeing something that triggered the fuck out of me. Because I've heard. I'm from the South, so I've heard the stories. I've, you know what I'm saying. I grew up in it. Where my family is from, there's still a black white cemetery. There's still, you know what I'm saying, a lot of the same shit is still the same in some of these places that my family live. As far as like the buildings are still, the plantations are still up.
Right.
It's a lot of fucked up shit that's still in place. So seeing that, it just brought me back to the stories that I heard, the imagery of the distinct black roots and, other stuff that we've seen. Like, man, it was triggering as fuck. It made me really upset, like pissed off upset. Because it was just like, I was like, this is crazy to see an image like this. And people are just trying to defend it too. That was I think the other thing about trying to defend the image. There's no way you could defend that image at all.
At all.
There, like in the lady with further, there's nothing else to investigate. And y'all are literally the United States. How can you sit here and say there's some people in horses in Texas and we don't know who they is? What? I like what? We're looking into what?
Come on, Biden.
A crystal ball, bitch, trying to find the info. Like, what is going on? You're looking into what?
Right. Like,
that is a simple phone call, bitch. Who the fuck are these motherfuckers on these motherfucking horses? It's a simple phone call. Like,
what's up, Kamala? What's up, Biden? It's black people that got y'all in office. So what's going on here? I'm interested to see how this presidency is going to help black people because it's us that got them in that place, and it don't look like they doing that. What it looks like is
unfortunately, bitch, I almost forgot. Kamala. I almost forgot she was VP. I almost forgot what she looked like.
Well, I mean,
I'm so serious. She has, honey, when I tell you, she has been playing the role of Casper, and she should have been at the Emmys for the role she's played as Casper because she has been invisible, bitch. When I tell you her cloak game is on point because I ain't seen her until now.
Like all of that, I would think that she would be coming out and doing, being more like in the public eye how Michelle Obama was, even though Michelle, was the first lady.
She ain't first, honey. She is not first lady.
Yeah, I still thought because of the hype that she had that she would be out there more. You know what I mean? I would see her face more.
Honey, I didn't think that. I did think I would see her face more, but she wasn't given. No, I wasn't. You would like to think that you'll see her showing up at the HBCUs, and you know what I'm saying. You would do a little tour, a Black inspiration tour around the country. No, baby, she's securing her next step because she waiting for this old man to get out of office.
You think
she is waiting? I can see her trying. Yeah. I can see her trying. I can. I really can. And she's going to use this as leverage. Well, I was beside him. Yeah, girl, very, very far off beside him. Because Biden, I'm like, girl, where was you when he was falling asleep that day?
And where was you?
You should have been right next to him, nudging his ass, being like, Biden, yo, bro, like.
And when he called that professional man boy, like what was up with that? With the whole Louisiana accent, what was up with that? And then when Biden said something like how said something between comparing black people and the Latin community, like I never was really, I'm not into the whole politics. I vote yes, but I don't.
That's called bad PR and no preparation.
No preparation. What's up with this ghetto?
That's what that is. Like you're still in a space to where no, you're dealing with a whole new type of Black America. It's a whole new type of Black America that's going on right now. It's a whole different ball game.
And we want to see results. But not saying that Black people back then did it, because they did. That's the reason why we're here now.
But we need them faster. That's what's going on, bitch. We don't have, honey. We're not gonna sit around holding hands, singing Amazing Grace. Okay, we a lot of us have ran out of a lot of Amazing and a lot of Grace. We don't ran out of it all. So
ran out of that shit. So Biden, what's up? But what he doing is doing this vaccine unvaccinated thing against people, and that's the part that I'm not feeling, because there's people who really cannot get vaccinated. So saying things that can sound like you're criminalizing people who are not vaccinated and having people look at them and be like, oh, but it's your fault because of this. No, it's not. It's everybody's fault, really. And it's the government's fault. It's the Trump administration fault. It's the people in power's fault, not the people who are over here don't know what the hell is going on, and then they don't want to take a vaccine because this shit just kind of came up so quick. When they already was planning for this to begin with. But ain't nobody got.
That's what I'm saying. Now, here's the thing. I will say this, and this is no shade because I don't judge people, because do what you do.
Right.
Not saying you don't have a choice, but for some of us who aren't just sticking and putting anything in our bodies, we're very conscious. Food is one thing. People are like, well, you don't know what you eat. And look, bitch, we gotta eat. Sometimes you just can't help it, bitch. Whatever's available at the store, that's what you gotta buy. It got some little pesticide and some other things on it, but bitch, this is all we have. And in Black neighborhoods, they don't create no fresh food, anything anyway. They're not trying to give us the organic shit. No. So we gotta do what we gotta do. But when you got these drug addicts popping pills, popping lean, bitch, the fentanyl thing, all of this other stuff, bitch, you're taking a risk every other day.
Right.
You waking up taking risks. You shooting up this, shooting up that, all this other stuff. You done got it from the homie down the street, who got it from the homie behind the dumpster, who got it from the homie who knows where. You know what I'm saying? So it's those type of people that I be like, okay, you're doing too much. Yes, you do have a choice, but you know what I'm saying? Like, don't try to make it as if you're worried about your body.
Right.
It ain't about that. It's not about that, because you're consciously making a decision to destroy your body every
fucking day. And
it's a conscious decision, and yes, you have a choice.
You have a choice. And I think just certain people who just want to talk shit and use this time to, with the Twitter fingers, this is their time to shine and, talk shit down on people and make posts. And
it makes people who actually have true concerns about it look bad. Yeah. And they just clump all of us together into one group and saying, oh, well, all the unvaccinated people, blah, 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 blah. No. Some of us actually do have real concerns about it. And we don't feel so great about being forced to do it. And we take time every day to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves. Mm-hmm. We're not out here just doing anything we want to do, popping anything in our mouths, etc. every other weekend or whatever the fuck. Like, some of us, you know what I'm saying, we're not getting our butt shot up in the back alley.
Right.
We're not doing shit like that. We're trying to live every day the best way that we can. So don't lump us in this. And then you got the other political people. Well, I don't want to do it because I'm a Republican or wherever the fuck. Bitch, I don't lump me up with them either.
Right.
Because their issue is something completely different.
Their issue is totally different. They didn't want to wear no mask, okay? They didn't want to do nothing. So that whole administration was scary and out of control.
Like, bitch, like, I'm looking like, bitch, like, you gonna make the virus mad. Oh, they don't want to wear a mask? Oh, well, I'm just gonna stop spreading. Bitch, no, the virus don't, bitch, looking at you like, good, bitch, keep it going.
Right.
Y'all around here got this angel of death just pushing through, honey, to the next year.
Ain't nobody got time for that. So, our next story, we have a child that's been missing since August. His name is Jelani Day. and his name has been all around the press because media did not give. His mom did an interview, or I think it was an interview, and she was how he did not get the same attention because there's this girl that's been missing, Gabby Petito, I think her name is Petito, and she, there's I was watching something with Charlamagne, and he was saying the missing white girl syndrome, and like that, I can't remember everything that he was saying, but of course, when there's a missing white girl, everybody's going to be like, oh my God, like they feel so sorry for the white woman. Oh my God. And so here we go with Jelani Day, who is a college graduate, a young man that was seen in, I think, a convenience store, or where was he last seen? I think he was I think they said Bloomingdale's or some shit like that. And this young black man is missing, and his mama's been looking for him, and media has not been given the attention for it. And that's where we need to start. The media really needs to change this perspective with young black boys. Like, young black men are important too. They matter. Their lives matter. If they're they should get the same type of treatment and same type of media spread, all of that.
And did you also see where it wasn't just him? That was like the Point story that just came out. But they showed that over 700 and something people from that same area where the girl was found missing, about 700 and something people of color have been missing. And there's been no news coverage, no media coverage, nothing. Man. 700 and something, they said, have been missing from that area. That's a lot of people. Indigenous people, Hispanic people, black people, people of color. Yeah. And no media coverage. You wouldn't know anything had been going on. You didn't know these. And a lot of them are kids. You would not know that they're missing. And it was Joy Reid. She kind of brought it up. That's kind of how it started blowing up, because she brought up the syndrome. But there was a comedian, I can't think of his name right now. He put it in one of his sets a while ago, and he looked at a white woman. He was like, "How much you think you will be worth if you got lost?" You know what I'm saying? And he was like, like a week, or I forget what else he said. But and then he was like, nah, that brother right there, if he got lost, he said they would take 8 minutes. He said if you got lost at the beach, he said they'll walk up to the water and they'll be like, it's not funny, but it's the truth. It's the truth. It's the stone cold truth. You just be looking like, well, we looked, we don't see them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's a sad thing, but it just goes to show, because how many cases that we could think about that has stuck in our head throughout the years when it came to white women. The only thing that we know of where something, I would say, where it was brought awareness virally, was that one black girl that got lost, that got killed in the hotel, where she walked into the freezer. Remember that? But the only reason that got so much attention was because of us on social media. Yes. It was because of us. We brought so much attention to it, because it was like the community knew that nobody was going to do nothing. So everybody, I remember everybody was invested in that case. Everybody was becoming an investigator. Everybody looking at videos, zooming in and doing all the editing stuff and trying to reverse edit. And you know what I'm saying? Like, we were so invested because we know that no one's going to give us that type of media coverage if something happens, especially if one of us are lost. Right. You know what I'm saying? But as soon as one of them, and then, they were viral, and then their relationship, and yada, 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 so forth and so on, blah, 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 blah. But it's interesting, too, that it feels like they ran into so many people, and they took the Gabby girls incident as kind of like whatever, which I thought was interesting, because no one really paid attention to that. She was crying and saw her fighting and all that stuff.
Did they come to a conclusion with that? Or what happened?
No, they're still looking for him. They think they just seen him somewhere in Florida on a deer camp. But the thing, I can tell you this, they're going to ride this out until the end. They're not giving up. That's for fucking sure. We're going to be hearing about this story probably all the way into next year. They're probably going to do a documentary on it. They're going to make it into a movie. You know what I'm saying? You already know how that goes. Yeah. We don't get those type of things. If we go missing or something happens to us, unless we're possibly famous, there aren't going to be no stories made about us. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing going to be. No one's going to tell our story. they don't even want to tell the story now about slavery. So we know damn well they ain't telling no damn story about nothing else that's going on.
Service, indentured service. That's what they try to say. Well, I feel like, right now more than ever as Black people and people of color, but I say Black people first, is we have to keep pushing this button. You know how when the whole marching for the Black Lives Matter and all that stuff, they're like, okay, the marching's over, so things are simmered down. No, things aren't simmered down because there is the power of media. And we have the power also of Black Twitter. And so I feel like, we have to stay activists in so many different kinds of ways. Activism is not just marching in the street. Activism is always spreading awareness. Always, activism is teaching and giving knowledge about heritage and culture so people can appreciate who they are so they can fight for their people. You know what I mean? Those things are really important.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like for Black people and for people of color, we cannot let these we cannot let the powers that be, that is ruled by white men, we cannot let them just be like, okay, it's gonna simmer down, we're gonna do our shit. No, it's never going. The pressure has to stay applied. We have to continue applying the pressure. Those things are important. So just like how we're talking about Jelani Day, we got to keep spreading that. And just like you said with the girl who was then they find her in like the freezer or some shit like that. Those kind of stories need to keep being pushed.
Mm-hmm.
And stay in the know, and not just focusing on athletes and entertainment. Let's keep focusing on real shit. You know what I mean? So that's really important that I would say to our audience, to keep pressing that envelope. Just because you're not marching the street right now, still use your activism to do what is right for your people. That's important. So stay on that shit because that's what we got to do. Did I just lose them? So we was having a little serious talk, you know what I mean? And I know we here at the Red Light Special, we like to have fun and all those kind of things. But, we talk about serious stuff too. And right now we're talking about, pushing that envelope, keep pushing that button as activists, keep pushing that button for things that you believe in, because all of that is important. There we go. Hey. So let's get into the actual, like the relationship, question or topic for the day. Okay, so do you think so if you're over 35 and you don't have any kids and you're not married, would you look at that as a red flag? And I would say, I'm saying it, I'm generalizing it because the question I saw roaming around, and it was more so directed towards women. If a man is over 35, he doesn't have any kids, not married, is that a red flag? You know what I mean? So that question could apply for all types of relationships. And so I would like to get your spin on that. Like if you're over 35, you don't have any kids, you haven't been married, you just single, that's it. Will that make you be like, is there something wrong with them? Because I know at our age, when I meet somebody at this point, they don't have kids, it's a huge shock with somebody over 30. Guess what we got? What's up, Trina?
I could not let today go by stopping in with my favorite two people on Wednesday, but it's hubby's birthday, so I'm 17 years deep. You gotta feed to keep them eating. You know what I'm saying? So I was in the kitchen doing what I do well. I will. You see all the birthday balloons? You got a birthday balloon?
Yes, come on.
That's what we talking about.
Got the balloons in the back. Got the
Look at that.
Oh,
that's so cute.
And he wrote something so beautiful. So I came in, I guess, at the right time when you were talking about being in a relationship. And, I am 17 years, almost 18 years with the same person. But definitely, I think you should do mental checks now. You got to do mental checks of these people y'all dating. I mean, after what I see and what's happening in the news and what's going on, we definitely need to have more finding out your background. Like, you know, do you take any kind of medication, or have you had any past issues with mental illness? Because I think that's more important than where you work now.
Yeah. What kind of money you make? No, what's your mental status?
And why you haven't had kids? Because I like right now, it used to be, I feel that's an old age way of thinking. Like I say, not for women, because I know women, you know, physically having a kid by a certain age, that's a different thing. But when it comes to a personal choice, like I told you earlier, I was like, that's why it's a bunch of kids walking around here with no parents, because or in the system or whatever, because people feeling like they need to have a kid by a certain time. You're not ready to be a parent at all.
Right.
But you trying to adhere to a point where we, yeah, bitch, I'm gonna look at you crazy if you got a bunch of kids and you don't got no job.
Right.
That's gonna make me, or you know what I'm saying, look at you crazy. Like, people should be more focused on, like Trina said, bitch, it ain't about how many kids you got or don't got. What is your mental health like?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think it's important for us, you know, like even with women deciding they're ready to be parents, like you need to make sure that you can financially afford a child with or without that partner.
Yep.
It is great
Yep.
if you have found the right person. But I think a lot of times these women start having babies and they have these expectations that this man will show up and be something that they're not capable of being, which is a father.
Or I'm gonna just get child support. I'm gonna just get child support. I'll be like, girl, you sound crazy. He might not have nothing to support. Like, bitch, you ain't gonna have nothing in his account to pull from, but you can't pull from a negative account, baby. So that's not an all in all, you know,
or just
win, girl. Like, you know,
or get to know who you're dating. Because, like, for example, the other day I was on a podcast and a young lady's been dating a man for, I said, 6 years. They had a daughter together.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's now a transgender. Like, she didn't know nothing about this when she got in a relationship. They had a baby. He had the baby for a while. He dropped the baby off and said, "Hey, I don't want to do this." And you know, pretty much, it's just real. Like, it's like, I think these are conversations that need to be had. Like, because now this child is like in the middle of something. She doesn't even know why her daddy doesn't want to be with her, around her anymore.
Right. And that is, I mean, look at Kris Jenner. She had been with this man for all this time, and then all of a sudden he's a transgender, and she didn't know about it.
Now,
come on, talk
about that bitch knew. She knew. She fucking knew. I don't give a damn. She motherfucking knew. I don't give a damn. Trust me, they was best friends for longer than they was together. I could tell you that for sure. She knew what was up, but she also knew, look, we're married. We got these children. We need to have, because trust me, when them babies started getting older, that's when the wigs started pulling out. Like, when it was time for them babies to get out the house, that's when the wigs started coming out. Like, you got to look at the timeline. Now look at the timeline. She knew, honey. She had a good girlfriend laying up in the bed with her every night. Trust and believe.
Talking about, I'm pretty sure the mannerism was showed. Like, how would you not see that?
Not the mannerisms. He's not touching you anymore, baby.
Part. Or maybe he is and want her to do certain things that she wasn't, you know.
Oh no, she's not giving. Well, who knows? I ain't even gonna say what she's giving in the bedroom, but whatever she was.
We don't know what. First of all, we don't know nothing about them Dashians.
No.
And you know what? She might have liked it. She might have been a little freaky deaky one. You know she a Scorpio, so I don't know, bitch. She might have liked a little. They might have been a little role playing. If it, you know what? Actually, now that I think about it, she the one started him in the wigs. Ooh, bitch.
I cannot.
She started him in the wig. She started role playing with him. She said, "I want you to be Britney Spears."
She said, "I want you to be Britney Spears. Swing that hair, honey."
I cannot. I'm done. I am done right now. I'm running out. I don't know what else to say. But I do want us to make sure that I know I came in at the end. but in my midst of cooking, I could not get those images out of my mind of these people in Haiti right now. And I just feel like all these people from Afghanistan over here, you talking about they need the refugee. What are we doing about our people? Those are our people. We have to figure out a way to use our voices, people. We have to start, you know, I don't care if we got to do a dance-a-thon. I'm ready to get on the phone with y'all. I'm ready to get on the whatever we got to do to bring awareness to figuring out a way that this just can't go down like that. Because I saw them with whips, and I'm like, is this that from a movie? Is it real?
Yeah, I know.
They on the horses and they got the whip. And I saw videos of them too, and they dogs.
Yeah, I saw the videos too.
Horses was knocking people over and kicking them and stuff.
Running over them and
running over them.
I as much as I wanna, you know, because I really didn't have that kind of day. You know, it's my husband's birthday, and it's really scary in the state of where we're at as a world. Like even with us going out today, we couldn't really. We went in a restaurant to get some food to take out, and there was the inspectors for the vax cards. And they came to talk to the business owners, and they was telling them how they need to do this and do that and make sure you check this and check that. And I'm saying, wow, but I never heard you once say check temperatures. I never once heard you say, you know, like you worried about a fucking car, but what if they sick and they got a card though?
Right, exactly. So
it doesn't really make sense to me because a person can come in with a vaccine card and an ID, but still have a fever and a runny nose. What are we doing here? I don't
and still have COVID. And still have COVID.
But that's the point I'm say to you, like just because you
have it don't make no sense.
What are we saying to the people? And it's just sad because the business owner was saying they're getting a lot of flack because I think, you know, people are getting like either offended or like coming at them because they think they're the ones that's enforcing this stupid rule, which doesn't make sense. And people are tired. People have been stuck in their house for 2 years, and now y'all coming out with the vax police. Okay, you already went from the popo to the vac-po. We went from the popo to the vac-po. Okay,
popo to the vac-po. That's
like beating up the stewardess because they stopped selling your favorite dish at the restaurant. Bitch, it wasn't my choice. It's like it wasn't me. Bitch, call corporate. And that had nothing to do with me.
Let me tell you what I think happened at Carmine's. I think they came in a big party. Some had and some probably didn't. And they was trying to slide in the ones that didn't. And so she probably said something slick. And the girl probably didn't like the fact she said something slick. And she didn't know that, and you know, whoever these women was, they was not going to go for it. They was going to snatch you. Because that's what happened. Then they got too comfortable. A lot of them got real comfortable with the shit they be saying out their mouth, knowing they would not say no shit like that. But for some reason, they got this superhero strength where people feel like, okay, I'm gonna play crazy with crazy. You don't know what these people own when they come in and talking something. So you let the customer be right and you just do your job and get you a manager and tell you having a problem. But a lot of times these hostess and people like, you know what I'm saying, come in, they be like,
bitch, you are not the police.
Right. You see your back card with the attitude.
And like, if you don't have one, I'm not worried about it. It's always them. She probably said something slick and smart. And the girl was like, what you say? Because the way they turned around and went back out, it was like, bitch, what you say? Like, I don't even care about eating. What you say, I will snatch you. You could look at that lady. That was an auntie that snatched her ass. That was somebody who said, I got time today. Right. I'm tired of this shit. I don't give a damn about I'll take a charge to whoop an ass today. That's what that was. That was, I take a charge because I'm tired of y'all thinking y'all gonna say what y'all want to say just because you think you gonna got protection because you don't look like me. Because if we say it, we get a whole write-up and get sent the fuck home. But let them say it, they be like, I ain't say that. And then you believe them. Right. I have been treated good and indifferent by both kinds. So I don't discriminate. It depends on how they having the day. Because depending on who that chick is running that front, if she's having a good day, she's been a great hostess. Some of them want to just talk and be on their phone. And you be trying to do what you need to do. And they don't want to pay you no attention because you're not important enough for them.
Right. Well, we got, like you said, gotta be careful with these vaccine police. Gonna start other
question. Have y'all seen this? I just thought about something, and then now that I'm thinking about it, it's kind of freaking me out a little bit. When I went to the doctor, Monday? I went to Dr. Monday to get my checkup or whatever. When I walked into the building, there was this huge TV screen. And as I'm walking, I'm like, is that my body? And it was my body, and it was taking my temperature. It had me in infrared and everybody else that was walking around. So you seen them, Trina? You see what I'm talking about? And it had my little temperature on top of my head. Like, yeah, and I was in infrared. I'm looking, I'm like doing this, and I'm like, and I asked security, I was like, is that me? He was like, yeah, that's you. He was like, yeah. I was like, okay, so y'all already catch the tea before I even walk in the building? Like
listen, that's how they say, that's how they can tell. You think you saw your infrared, then wait till if you get that vaccine, you see how you glow on that screen. You know,
that's interesting because some people was glowing green. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna lie. Because I was just like, well, maybe it's our body chemistry or something. No, I'm dead ass serious. Because I was like looking and I was like, well, maybe it's just, I don't know, because I'm black. I don't know. I don't know what it was. I just knew I was red and orange, and they was like red and green. Ooh, it was like little green.
All I know is we at the times of the last days and times with the pure blood and unpure blood. And so you better keep your blood as pure as you possibly can, because they're going to need this pure blood in the end.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
I just was mad because I was like, how you know I want everybody to know my temperature?
Well, you know, shit like that was at a museum at that space museum in LA, the Star Museum. I don't remember what it's called. Not the Griffith, one of them. And you walked and it showed the infrared. It had all of that. That's the last time I saw something like that. So that out for COVID. It was like they've been preparing for this shit. This shit has all been prepared for.
Listen, anytime they got a goddamn board game called Pandemic and they got a movie called Pandemic, you figure it out. Okay. Yep. All I know is I'm gonna change my character position in this role, and I'm gonna ride this. I'm gonna play this like Monopoly. It's gonna be a good ride.
It's gonna be a good ride. Well, in that case, y'all, we gonna ride it on out. I did want to say for my little extra on the 35 and up, you know, for me, if I when I have met a guy that's older and they don't have any kids, haven't been married, I do look at them sideways and be like, what's wrong with you being 38 and nothing? What's going on? But, you know, in these days, people are focusing on their career and they focusing on their mental health. So
a lot of people don't want to have babies with people they don't like.
Yeah.
So you know what? If I gotta wait till I'm 40 and 50 years old to go ahead and have a baby, I'll do that, because at least I want to have a baby with somebody I can get along with.
45 is the new 35 these days. People having babies a lot older.
You better say,
look at Trina, okay? Trina said.
You better say it, you know,
it's the truth. They're having kids older and older these days.
And a lot of women have been smart enough in their 30s. They've taken out those eggs and got them frozen. And they decided that when I'm ready, I got my money right, I can sit back and be at home and raise my child and be the kind of mom I want to be.
Yeah.
So,
they want to be financially stable. And like you said, people would rather do that than be trying to make it and make a baby at the same time. Like, that's not fun. I think enough of us have seen enough struggle from sugar mama on down to mama and probably yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no one's trying to go through that. Like, even my mom, she's always like, you know, are you going to have kids? And I'm like, yeah, just don't think because I'm gay I don't want to have kids. I do want to have kids, whether I adopt or whatever, because even I'm adopted. But I always tell her, I'm like, I'm not doing that until I am financially stable.
Right, because the one thing you don't want to bring a child is into your struggle. Why should they have to struggle with you?
Exactly. I don't want my child struggling at all.
The kid don't want to eat noodles with you.
No.
And I don't want to struggle just to make my child have everything. I was like, well, they have everything and I can't do shit. I still want to live too. You know?
Parents be holding some parents hold that resentment against their children because they be like, I did all this for you, and then they're not happy, you know, with their life. So, you know, it's okay, y'all. If they 35, no kids, not married, they single. It's okay. They just getting their life together. Check that mental health, like Trina said. That mental status is more important, really, than that financial status. Because a person can have a whole lot of money and be hella crazy. So you know, cuckoo than a motherfucker. So
and you definitely don't want a cuckoo person with money because they got money to do cuckoo things.
Right. And you want somebody to do cuckoo things. At the end of the day, I saw a quote the other day. It's all right to have somebody that you love, but it's really important to have somebody that you like.
Yeah.
And I'll leave with that note because that is what friendships are built on.
Exactly.
You know, it was so cute today after me and my husband got his services done. We actually just took a walk through Central Park. Like I'm like, we watching older people and I'm like, are we gonna be like that when we get on? He's like, I hope so. Like more than anything, like somebody want to grow old with you. And so you want to wait because even though if it ain't perfect in the beginning, at least you can get better down the road. But it can't be somebody that's not willing to work on themselves. You don't want to have a one-sided relationship.
Exactly. That's true. Can't have no one side because it's two.
That's important.
Two. All right, y'all. Well, thank y'all for tuning in with us. I'm your girl Yamina. We got Apollo D and Trina Be Real. We're here on the Wednesdays on the Hump Day, and we see y'all next week.
Next week.
Ow.
Bye.